like soul-sucking, bone-crushing, and you can barely get out of bed, and your body's just not feeling good, and like it can take you days or weeks to shift. Hi guys, my name is Maz Delasana, and I'm the founder of the Phoenix Rising Collective Tribe. I help people around the world heal and transform their lives so they too can become manifesting magnets. In today's video, I want to talk about how this one thing is actually super major, and this one thing may be something that you really don't like, but it's actually a major way that the universe is actually helping you bring in your manifestation. And that is being triggered. Now, if you aren't sure what a trigger is when something happens that really irks you. It gets on your nerves, it upsets you, it brings up some kind of negative feeling in your body. It may even, some triggers can even be really, really big, where it's literally like soul-sucking, bone-crushing, and you can barely get out of bed, and your body's just not feeling good, and like it can take you days or weeks to shift, and it just really gets on your nerves and plays in the back of your mind and like makes you feel a certain way. A trigger can make you feel angry, disrespected, upset. It could bring up feelings of fear, of loss, of hurt, of disappointment, just anything that brings up something that doesn't feel good. Now, I say this because every time you are triggered, it is actually a gift from the universe. Okay, let me explain. It took me so long to understand this, but now that I've been able to call in 2 vision boards and I've already started experiencing things on my 3rd vision board, I understand this process. I've manifested hundreds of things into my life, and the process for manifestation, regardless what it is you're manifesting, remains exactly the same. It's the same process, just different outcomes, I guess. And one of the major things that actually helps us is getting triggered. You see, when you get triggered and something happens that irks you, annoys you, upsets you, angers you, disappoints you, whatever it is for you, that is actually the universe's way of showing you exactly what you need to learn, what you need to release, a cycle you may need to break. It's teaching you something. It's showing you exactly what you need to do in order to receive your manifestation. I'm going to give you some examples so you do understand. I remember a year ago, I got super triggered, and mind you, for like almost 2 years before that, I was like living in la la land, because all high vibrational and feeling so good, and I hadn't actually been triggered in so long. And this is coming from a girl that used to get triggered almost daily, and that was because of all of the unhealed wounds. But because I did so much work on myself, the more work you do, and all my clients start experiencing this too, the less you get triggered. And so if you're on that path where you don't really get triggered that often, it's really obvious when you do get triggered. And the thing is, healing has many layers. So you may have worked on something in the past, but now you're ready to uncover another layer that you need in order for you to move forward and walk your highest timeline. A year ago, I got triggered, and this trigger literally set me off. Like, I could barely get out of bed, and I felt it in my body. It was not a great feeling. Now, you see, everything is made of energy. We now have science and quantum physics that backs that up. Thank you, Joe Dispenza. Love his work. But everything's made of energy. So that also means your suppressed pain and unhealed wounds are energies, because we're just made up of different energies vibrating at different frequencies, right? The whole world is made up of different energies. And so our suppressed pain and unhealed wounds will store in our body. And so when something happens that brings up that trigger, what's actually happening is that person, that thing, has been sent to poke at the energy, that suppressed pain, that unhealed trauma that you're still holding in your body. And if it's something like for me, where it's really hard for you to get out of bed and you're really feeling it, you're so lethargic, you're so drained, like it literally throws you off, that is a really dense energy that you're still holding in your body. And just a quick background story with this, my trigger, someone had actually said I was about money. And the thing is, I couldn't understand why I was so triggered, because I'm like, that's not true. Why am I triggered so much? Like, why is this getting to me so much? And I couldn't shift it. And usually I can move through things really, really quickly. And I didn't know, like, why am I so triggered? Like, what is going on? That wasn't true. So, and my conscious mind could not make sense of it, because what was said was not true, but why was my body reacting in this way? Anyway, I end up going through the process of that I share with all of my students in the Phoenix Rising Academy, of working through my triggers, because all the stuff I've shared, all the tools I share, I use on myself. I have used, it's worked time and time again, and I still use to this day. And as I went through my process, what I actually discovered was it really had nothing to do with the situation of me being told I was about money. What it really did was it actually brought up the stored trauma that was still in my body, the pain that I felt back when I was 14. So when I was 14, I used to live on the streets and I got drugged and gang raped. And after that, there were witnesses, but after that, I had actually suppressed this. It was only, I think it was last year, that Mary Magdalene brought this to my attention when I was sitting in ceremony and reminded me about this. But after the incident, people saw, and then they were all calling me slut and whore, like horrible names, right? Horrible names. And I just was feeling like, but that's not how it is. That's not what happened. And at the time, I didn't even remember what happened because I was drugged. Memories only came back to me when I was 19, 5 years later. But I was like, but that's not what happened. I'm not that. I'm not what you're calling me. And I just felt so helpless. And it was like my integrity, my character being questioned. And I knew I was not that, what they were saying. And this helpless little girl as a teenager. And the thing is, it just poked at that energy in my body. And yes, I did do so much work on that incident when I was 14, and so much healing work, but I was ready for another layer. You see, this, when I got triggered, I was actually manifesting the things that I want now. And back then I was only running events. My biggest event was like 40, and I was not doing what I do and reaching and helping as many people as I do. And because I was manifesting what I have now, that also meant I needed to learn a new lesson in order for me to get what I wanted. And back then, I had to learn to be really strong in exactly who I am and who I am at the core, regardless of what anyone says, and not let someone else's opinion throw me off or deter me. And I had to stay focused on my purpose and what I was here for, and not try to seek approval or have everyone like me. Because the thing is, the more people you reach, there are going to be people that say all sorts of things. It just comes with the game. And the more people that you reach, not everyone is going to like you, right? And there's nothing to prove. So I had to get really good at that. I thought I was, but I obviously wasn't. And so that trigger had to come up to show me exactly what I needed to heal and release from my body, and the lesson that I needed to learn in order for me to have what I was manifesting. And that's me here now. And I know this with every single trigger. It's the universe teaching you, showing you what you need to learn, a cycle you need to break, a behavior you need to change, something you need to let go of, whatever it is for you, every single time. And I know all the triggers that I've ever had in the past, if I didn't heal them and learn from them, I would not be where I am today. And so all these triggers that the universe brings to our attention, it is a gift. So celebrate when you have triggers, and when you get triggered, celebrate, because It is the universe helping you to get what you want. And the quicker that you can find the lesson and learn it and actually implement it and embody that you've learned it, because there's one thing knowing and there's another thing actually being. And it's actually being, and being in that energetic resonance where you are actually understanding of what the lesson is, and you have learned it, and you understand your trigger, and you've released whatever that stored energy, dense energy was that had been in your body, because it's just the person poking it. I hope this video helped you today, guys. And if you are feeling a call to make 2024 the year that you want to do some deeper inner work and remove all of those blocks that are stopping you from being in energetic alignment and stopping you from being able to receive the manifestations and the life that you want, the description down below will have some links on different ways that you can work with me. But I highly encourage you to check out the info on the Phoenix Rising Academy. The testimonials and the transformations that the students have been getting in there have been so profound. The gifts awakening, people manifesting things, and it's just been such a joy to help people just completely transform their lives, because I know exactly what it's like to be in the lack and to be struggling. And honestly, guys, we don't need to struggle. That's not what we came here for. We really can thrive. But if you did like this kind of content, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit the big red button down below, hit subscribe, follow for more. I share all sorts of videos on spirituality, manifestation, law of attraction, healing, and all the things that light up my soul. But until next time, guys,